Welcome to Disturbingly Cheap Reviews. This week we get many ugly tattoos to infiltrate the evil world of direct-to-DVD movies claiming to star 50 Cent and Val Kilmer. It's the action-based Blood Out. First thing first, do not buy this movie if you are wanting to see a 50 Cent movie. He is plastered front and center on the cover, but he's in the film for maybe 5 minutes tops. In fact, Vinnie Jones, Val Kilmer, and 50 Cent might combine for 20 minutes of this 90-minute movie. Luke Goss, the guy shoved all the way to the right, is the star of this movie. Could you imagine if, Death Race 2, which happened to star Goss as well, had plastered Sean Bean, Danny Trejo, and Ving Rhames all over their cover? I'm sorry, it's just deceptive and wrong. And with that said, I will now move on to the review. We follow Luke Goss, who is a show-off deputy who seemingly trains in MMA in his spare time. His gang-affiliated brother comes to Luke for help, wanting to get out of the gang life to start a family, but being seen with a cop earns little brother a bullet to the back. With the bigwig police not wanting to do anything, Goss decides to take matters into his own hands and infiltrate the gang so he can destroy it from within. So do you remember how I hate the shaking camera shots that have infested action movies today? I think this movie heard me say that, and decided to try and kill me with them. Any fight scenes seemed required to have both soundtrack blaring and camera rocking out. You can guess how that helped my enjoyment of the movie. Also, you'd think seeing Luke Goss rise up the gang's hierarchy as he tries to get close to main boss Vinnie Jones in order to enact his revenge would have the potential to be interesting. But it just ends up jumping from scene to scene, shaking camera to shaking camera, bad action spot to bad action spot. Separating the movie from the shady marketing, it's still not very good. It's a disappointing film. The main character is unlikable, the dialogue is ridiculous, the action scenes are nearly unwatchable. So I give it a D-. Like I said, this thing just wasn't very enjoyable. Blood Out can simply get out. And with that, I'm going to move on to the spoilers. While the plot is generic, underneath is probably an unintentional story of just how much of a failure our main character truly is. We're introduced to Luke as he's part of a drug bust. The guy he's chasing escapes the building, so Luke has to follow. The man is caught by another cop, but grabs a young girl as a hostage. Luke, being the super awesome deputy that he is, does a slow motion slide under a sheet that is hung up drying and shoots the bad guy, who then flinches and shoots the girl, killing her. Our hero, ladies and gentlemen. So later on, after his brother is dead, he tries to get information on the investigation but is continuously ignored. He goes to confront head investigator 50 Cent, who understands his concerns and responds politely to Luke by beating him senseless while someone else tases him. Makes perfect sense to me. After infiltrating the gang, Luke works his way up the totem pole, trying to get his way to head boss and brother shooter Vinnie Jones. Along the way, he discovers one of the girls is an undercover cop trying to take down not only this gang, but others at an underground fight arena that the gangs populate. Luke is chosen to battle rival gang boss Val Kilmer's chosen gladiator, former WWE superstar Bobby Lashley. Luke uses his MMA skills to cheat and grab chains so that he can choke out Lashley. Yes, the dreaded chain-assisted vertical triangle. It may not sound like much, but it's much more impressive when the camera is shaking. Finally, after all of his hard work, Luke has a car chase with Vinnie Jones and flips the man's vehicle. Perhaps at this moment I should note that Vinnie had taken Luke's dead brother's pregnant fiancée hostage. Anyway, Vinnie survives and pulls out a gun. Luke begs him not to kill him until undercover girl randomly appears by the power of cliché to save him. And the movie ends with her and him sharing a hug with the somehow still living pregnant woman. So to recap, gets a little girl killed, gets his brother killed, gets beat up by cops, has to cheat to beat a chosen fighter, almost gets his brother's fiancée killed, gets punked out by Vinnie Jones, and saved by the undercover cop who legally set up the downfall of multiple gangs when illegal acting Luke couldn't even take down one. Jeez. What a failure. Just like the movie. So until next time, advertise your movie correctly.